I wish this game was out already. Like, I'm tired of playing the beta. I'm already over it. They landed up nerfing this old town project thing. It has like a 30-minute cooldown. You see that right there? It has 23 minutes to go. I figured that they were gonna do this because I saw people were exploiting it, and I've been seeing a lot of people on Reddit that have been complaining about this whole thing because there's literally the streamers are getting some of their fans that are coming in and just giving them items. And this has been like a new debate that's starting now as to, how much power these streamers actually have. I've kind of gone through it myself when I was playing Star Citizen. I had a lot of people that were just kind of coming into my stream, being really friendly, and then just like sending me money. And I'm like, damn, man, I want to kind of earn it myself because I wanted to see what it's like to actually make the money and see how grindy the game is. It's kind of hard when you're getting so much support. I mean, it's cool. Like, I definitely appreciate it. But it's it kind of hurts the actual, learning how to play the game yourself. You know what I mean? That whole aspect. So it's really interesting to see what's happening right now with streaming. Like for example, Gaso OG. I was watching a little bit of his stream last night, and I noticed that there was some guy that was chasing him around, and was trying to give him I think it was Star Medal or something like that, and he was even in the stream like, oh my god, he had like 1,000 Star Medal he wanted to give me. He's like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. And he was trying to tell the guy to like keep it to himself, but he was like adamant to give him all this Star Medal. So like, so he just gave it to him. He's about to hit level 60. Look at that. That's crazy. So we already have people that are maxed out in just like what? This is like the 4th day of beta. That's pretty insane. But everybody thinks about the whole like race to get to endgame when it comes to MMORPGs, and honestly, it is not a big deal. Because when you think about games that like, because I've played like so many MMOs in my life, I played like every single MMO you could possibly imagine, and every time I've gotten into an MMO late, quote unquote, like if it's been like years in the like the game has been out for like 10 years or whatever, I never feel like I'm at a disadvantage, and it's mainly because I'm trying to enjoy what the game has to offer. Content, gameplay, whatever. So when I see people like that are rushing to endgame to get to 60, and then they start bitching about like the lack of content, there's not enough dungeons, whatever they talk about, it all it does is just show how silly it is to rush to endgame and do that, because you become basically the 1%. You're the person that's like kind of put yourself in this bubble of like being the only person that's the highest level, and then you have nobody to really do whatever content is available at that level with, so I just don't get the rush. You know what I mean? Like there really is nothing to look forward to in that. Also, at the same time, I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, then why the hell are you playing the game? Like if you really truly believe that you need to be level 60 in order to have the most fun in an MMO, your priorities are definitely off. Because when you play these kind of games, I feel like the way to really truly enjoy it is to play it at your own pace. And if your goal is to rush to catch up to a lot of people, I think you're definitely screwing yourself over. You're definitely making it way harder than it should be. And these games are supposed to be enjoyable. Like you don't see anybody like rushing the end game in single player games, or rushing to be like the best in Fortnite or whatever. I mean, there are people that try to practice really hard to get to become the best, but it still takes time. Like that's something that's just doesn't happen overnight, and it's the same thing with MMORPGs. I think everybody just needs to learn how to chill. That's it. Like you see, me and Banner over here just enjoying ourselves fishing. I'm level 27 right now, at like almost halfway to 28, and I have no reason for me to try to get to end game or anything. I'm fine with waiting until this game comes out at launch to really truly see what it's all about. And even then, I'm still not gonna rush. I already know that there's methods of speed running and all that, because like some of these guys, when they were doing all their the town message board thing, and they were just standing in front of it, having their fans basically just give them all the materials, while they just soaked up all the free XP on the board. Since it was refreshing every 4 minutes, you could pretty much just stand there and just like finish it all in a second, and then just kind of like queue out and delete the ones that were harder, like the ones that you had to actually do, like the expedition ones that you had to go like collect chests or whatever. Like those were a waste of time, consider like compared to the ones that are like the crafting ones that are just like, oh, collect a bunch of like wood or some shit, you know. So when you have people that could just trade you all that stuff, it definitely is like the fastest way to kind of power level in this game. They did nerf it though, so it's a 30-minute cooldown, like I was saying earlier. So now, there's no worry about that anymore. So now you can play it basically the way I've been playing it, was by not exploiting that system at all. And this is the reason why when I play MMOs and I hear about exploits and things like that, I always avoid them, and I try to play uh, with the thought in mind that it doesn't even exist. Mainly because when it does get nerfed, you're gonna be really disappointed, and it's gonna hurt you to the point where you're not gonna want to play the game anymore. I remember back in the day, I played City of Heroes, and when I was playing City of Heroes, my friend found an exploit in the game. He found a way to dupe um, all the equipment in the game. So basically, like all the enhancements, IO sets, all that shit was all duped, and we had our super group filled with cabinets filled with all those duplicated stuff. We were doing that exploit for a good like 2 years before it finally got caught. And when somebody finally discovered it, it was because of one of our guild members that got pissed off and ratted out on us. Basically, he didn't rat out on us specifically, but he pretty much just gave out the information. And we were trying really hard to keep it a secret. And once it got caught, I lost interest in the game. Like it really got to the point where I just didn't want to play it anymore, because I was just like, like fuck, like I don't have the best gear anymore. You know what I mean? So that's why I avoid any kind of exploits, because of that reason. I go back to that. That was kind of like a learning lesson for me. What the hell with the camera angle on that? Oh, cool. That's good. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch base on this whole like these streamers and the way they're kind of exploiting the systems and doing whatever. Honestly, there's always going to be people that find out exploits and find out a way to like meta everything in every game. It doesn't matter what it is. Eventually people are going to find out that a certain weapon is going to be more overpowered than the other. That's why the hatchet was considered like the overpowered weapon during alpha. And then like I'm sure something else is going to become the main meta that everybody uses. So whenever something becomes a meta like that, where everybody starts doing it because it's the best way to play, that's when shit gets nerfed. That's just how it is in MMORPG. So keep that in mind the next time you see somebody doing an exploit. I think you should just avoid that shit, just so you don't get spoiled to the point where it makes you want to quit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best advice I could give you, honestly. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. And I will see you guys on some more New World content. All right. Later, guys.